Welcome to Oilers Nation Every Day with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
Let's get into it with the lead before I burn the office down.
Let it keep rolling. Just get every corner.
Honestly, when the hot ashes started falling, that's kind of where I drew the line. And now the paper's wet because I had a bucket of water in front of me. I maybe could have started with it up here. We could burn a little more.
Redo
the show. Cancel the show. Let's go home.
Well, that's what the others did last night.
Scared of things that are hot.
That is just an average flame.
All right. Well, guys, that fucking sucked.
You know, much like that, it was it's been a slow burn.
A slow, disappointing burn, you say, hey?
I've been thinking a lot what I was going to say today.
Me too.
So I wrote it all down, and you can read it later on Oilersnation.com. But pretty annoying game yesterday in the sense of, you know, get a couple bounces the Anaheim Ducks way. Ryder scores a good goal. All of a sudden it's 3-1, and you're just like, feel like I've seen this tale a few times before.
Yeah, and
Did you get? And it's very different. Don't get me wrong when I say this. Did you get like Game 7 vibes a little bit?
I got Game 6 last year where, like,
yeah, that's way
you
better.
knew 5 minutes into Game 6 last year. It was like, oh, shit, they don't have it. And they went out with a whimper.
Yeah.
And this year they absolutely went out with a whimper. Welcome into Oilers Nation Every Day, everybody. The postmortem edition of the show. We are live from the Sports Closet studio, as always, sportscloset.ca. And we are, as always, a presentation of Bet365. This Saturday is race day at Churchill Downs, and Bet365 will be the only sportsbook with Kentucky Derby markets available in Ontario. You'll be available to check it out at 11 a.m. So Kentucky Derby this weekend for all of you who are looking to wager on a little something. Bet365 has you covered. Yeah, this sucks. And listen, our guest today is Ryder. I think the vibe of today's show is we want to hear from you guys, how you feel that the Oilers season has come to a close.
You're our guest.
You're our guest, everybody.
Welcome. Thank you, guest. Thank you, 441 guests. Currently.
I have a lot of feelings about this game because there is frustration because it's kind of like how do you let your season end with that poor of an effort? How? But at the same time, I can't sit here and say I'm shocked the Oilers let their season end that way because this is who the Oilers showed us they were. Time and time again, they were a team. Chance to win 3 straight, guys. Let's see if the Oilers can put forth a good effort.
Oh, I never.
Fart.
Yeah.
Any chance they had to show us that they were anything but, to use Connor McDavid's words, an average team, they whimpered. And they didn't do it. So while yesterday I was filled with optimism that, hey, they're going to make this a series, bring it back to Alberta, and you will win in 7, the crowd will carry you home, it's one of those where 10 minutes into the hockey game you went, yep, they are, I don't want to say not interested in winning this hockey game, but they have accepted their fate.
I couldn't really get a vibe on them after Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they lost controversially based off the process, not the result.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I said whatever game that was, like, they're going to lose next game. I think I was going into Game 4, but, like, I didn't think they would lose this series when it started. But as you gradually watched it, it was hard to pull yourself onto the side of they can get out of this because things were stacking up against them. Obviously, injuries being the big one in all of this, and it was a big I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more later, but just like the play of guys, like their penalty kill was off. Honestly, like I know we're doing a rankings thing later, so this is probably a little bit different, but the penalty kill is probably the reason they lost this series. And I know there was obviously many other areas, but like you stopped them 50% of the time. Every other time they scored.
Yeah.
They weren't getting that many power plays.
It's basically, and listen, when the Oilers were at their best, you kind of went into every game going, hey, you're up 1-0 because you're getting a power play goal in this hockey game.
Yeah,
and it's the same way in this. You were going into every game as the Oilers down at least 1-0 because you knew your penalty kill was fucking garbage.
And it was at the goalie, it was at the system, probably both. I think at the end of the day, and I'd be curious, maybe someone would know this a little bit more than I do, because there's been a lot of conversation in the chat, especially yesterday, and it trickled into today, and it's fine. But like, a lot of people talking about the players the Oilers have lost strictly from the penalty kill.
Mm-hmm.
Fogle, Brown, Ullmark, Kulak, Henry, bunch of guys. McLeod. But do we not remember it was also shit last season? Like, it was really bad in the playoffs last year. It was like 67% with all of those guys. And then all of a sudden you go and get Murphy, Dickinson, who came from the top penalty kill in the league, which is supposed to be similar in Chicago to what it is here, but it's still terrible. So there's one man to point at, and it's Mark Stewart, if he's still the man running. And Mark Stewart's not the reason the Oilers fully lost this series, of course, but that is his department, and it was terrible. They replaced Paul Coffey, came in, and I don't know, I just can't believe the penalty kill continued to be so atrocious back-to-back Stanley Cup playoffs. And
so Apple iPhone, you take our best penalty killers away, we suck, ? I know this is tongue-in-cheek. Brown, Janmark, Fogle, McLeod. Here's another thing I will say, and this is where I see a bunch of you putting the blame on Mark Stewart, and I 1,000% will. Mark Stewart had 2 years to coach other players into good penalty killers. Like, I do not believe for a second that being a good penalty killer is something that is just pure natural skill. I don't. It's work ethic, it's systems, and it's being smart enough and coached well enough to know how to play the system.
I would completely agree.
So the idea that the Oilers traded away all these guys who were just naturally gifted penalty killers is kind of fucking ridiculous to me.
Well, like, I just think of Vincent Desharnais. We all loved Vinny when he was here.
Yeah.
And all he did, he had, like, and this is some disrespectful, I don't mean it to be, but like, he had no skill. And I don't mean that in like a horrible way, but like, he was the simplest of hockey players.
Yeah.
Stood there, blocked shots, cleared pucks. Used his reach. I mean, he was 6'7", like, it was quite an advantage. But there's that side of it that was just like, holy smokes, like, how do you go from a penalty kill 3 years ago that was close to a 100% to one that was stopping the Anaheim Ducks every other time? I just don't get it. And obviously, like, maybe we're starting at like a weird point, but that just feels like such a significant part of this series is like they couldn't kill a penalty. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And last night, I will say, the power play goal they did get was quite fortunate. It was a bit unlucky.
Yeah, Anaheim got the bounces. Yeah. Anaheim got the only power plays of the game. But here's where I'm not even going to like let that be a storyline or excuse. The Oilers did absolutely nothing to draw a penalty.
Yeah.
There was maybe one missed too many men call on the Ducks, and even that, I'm using the word maybe. Like, there was not one moment where I was sitting on my couch watching that game, not one moment where I went, come on, give him the call. Not fucking one.
No, there wasn't. Do you know Draisaitl and McDavid didn't draw a penalty the entire round?
Yeah, they didn't deserve to.
No.
I don't think there was a single missed call on Connor McDavid in that series.
One on Draisaitl. Kreider. We can all hand up. Sure. That one was a bad one.
Yeah.
But no, I don't recall any moments either. And maybe there was one. Who really gives a shit? The point is, it wasn't enough to even be sparked into a conversation. The fact is that they were blanked, and it's just unacceptable.
Some super chats for the Ben Stelter Foundation. $5 in. Most expensive lefty corpse in the NHL and not one top line LD. Is a long off season going to de-age Nuge, Hyman, Dry, McDavid, Nurse, etc.? No. I will disagree on Dry and McDavid.
Ageless.
Yeah, they're going to be dominant and maybe going, because we are 5.5 months away from the next regular season Oilers game.
Well,
that might just ignite a little something in them. Being away from the game for that long, so I don't know about that. Dayton says, it's hard not to feel like management is wasting McDavid's career. Tampa, Colorado, Pitt, Florida, Vegas were all able to get it done with their stars, but here we are, McDavid, 12th season, no cup. Yeah, man, it's on management. And every, like, I'm not going to say it's because they hired bad coaches and blah, blah, blah. I think coaching is a short cycle thing in the NHL that if you're a good team, you are naturally going to rifle through a lot of coaches.
Average in the NHL, I believe, is 2.2 years for head coach.
Like, there's obviously exceptions. Mike's, when you win a Stanley Cup, you get a bit of longevity.
Cooper Sullivan,
all those guys. But even they run out of steam eventually.
Bednar.
The biggest mistake in this whole era is Darnell Nurse's contract. And this is not about Darnell Nurse, the person. This is somewhat about Darnell Nurse, the player. But that mistake was not, oh, man, Darnell Nurse suddenly got way worse. That was the Oilers made the mistake of Bridge, and then Bridge.
He was never that good to begin with.
And then he popped in a contract year, and the story that no one talks about is they were deathly afraid that Kyle Dubas in Toronto was going to sign Darnell Nurse on the open market, and that would be straw number one to pull Connor McDavid to Toronto. So they said, we can't run the risk of Darnell Nurse having another 20-goal season or whatever it was, him signing in Toronto, things not going well. Like, they were paranoid that Connor McDavid was going to leave. That's something people don't talk about with the Darnell Nurse thing, but that doesn't... The mistake, like 925 is a miserable mistake for Darnell Nurse. I am not ever going to convince you, or no one with a sane mind will ever try to convince you otherwise, but that's not the original sin here. The original sin was the fucking Bridge contract that Ken Holland gave him. Mm-hmm. And Ken Holland, listen, you and I didn't give him failing grades when he got gassed and left.
He went to a cup final.
He at the end of the day, he did build a Stanley Cup caliber team.
Yes.
2024, and this will be a conversation we probably have with Ryder. 2024 is, fuck, it might be the closest we get, man. And that is heartbreaking. But the original sin on Darnell Nurse, to try stay on topic here, is giving him that Bridge contract at, what was it, $5.25 million? $5.6 million.
Something around there, wasn't it?
You could have got him done long-term for $6.5.
Which they had just done with Clefbaum not that long before.
I know. Like, even the first Bridge at 3.2, you could have probably gotten him done long-term there on a 6x6, a 6x5, and you didn't want to do it. You pushed the can down, you kicked the can down the road, partially because you had other bad contracts. So, like, yeah, does the 925 suck, and it's something they unfortunately have to live with or pay and try to get out of? Yeah. And I saw NHL Sid said it's the number one reason Connor McDavid doesn't have 2 or 3 Stanley Cups. Yeah, it's not the only reason, but it probably is number one. Because I think they had the goaltending to do it the last 2 years because they got to within a whisker of winning the damn thing.
Agreed.
How much better is this team if Darnell Nurse is making $6 million and you have the extra $3 million to do something else? Or he's making $6 million and he's not here anymore. Yeah, because you offloaded him. Yeah,
he's such a significant player, and that has to be on ice stuff. Darnell Nurse has to be a priority to move this summer.
Totally.
And it's
you're not going to, though. If I had to slap a number on it, I have 10% confidence that Darnell Nurse gets moved.
I agree. I'm fairly low on the idea too, but it still has to be number one.
Yeah.
And that is just purely like player personnel. There's plenty of other things, but he set them back so much, and you know, people list off all those players that the Oilers have lost. It's like, well, you might have been able to keep one of those guys if he wasn't making so much money. Yeah. You know, and there's so many layers to it. I mean, you can go as far back as you want from Connor McDavid. You could literally go to the first move, trading for Griffin Reinhart, and you could say they failed him from basically within an hour of acquiring him.
Of drafting him, yeah.
Of drafting him, and he's just like, day after day, it's... You just wonder, like, the lingering question, and it's already began. We saw a clip from Monica Barkey. Clickbait, by the way, but... Still, the clip is out there, and we're not even 24 hours, we're not even 12 hours after the game ended.
And you knew it was going to come. And here's the other thing I'll say. Like, I really don't want to be here and be like doom and gloom, Mr. Depression. But, like, there is I will go ahead and say more likely than not chance that we end the Connor McDavid era, and the closest we got was 2024. Because even if you think in the next 2 years they're going to build they're going to make some insanely good moves and round out this roster and someone bails them out of a bad contract or two, even if you think all of that happens and Ike Howard becomes a 30-goal guy, Podkolzin and Savoy take a step again next year, like if all that happens and they're the best roster, best team in the NHL, what does that team have still? 25% chance of winning the Stanley Cup?
Those are good.
That 25% chance of winning the Cup is great odds. And you maybe have 1 or 2 more years at 25% chance if you do a bunch of shit right. Like, the odds are stacked against them to win with Connor McDavid as an Edmonton Oiler. And it sucks that like we have to have this realization now, but like we unfortunately do. Seth, you wasted thank you for the donation. It's great. You spent $13.99 to ask us if Nurse was to leave, who would you give the A to?
Do you know what I found out the other day? I always thought Draisaitl wore an A every game. Do you know he alternates A's?
With Nurse.
I literally never knew that.
I cannot believe you spent $13.99. Seth, God bless you. The money's going to a good cause.
Literally, should get one. But
Nugent McDraisel will just wear them every game. No, I'm not talking about this.
It'll be at home.
Matt Savoy Lover dropped in $13.99. Pissed off to just purely disappointed. I've enjoyed listening to you guys every day. Thanks for everything you do. Don't have it in me today, but looking forward to off-season talk. Honestly, I respect it. When, like...
I barely have it in me. I don't really know, like we are at the fourth point of this show already. And... it's just everywhere, and I'm not criticizing us. I'm just saying it's like we talked about the penalty kill, we talked on this. We haven't even touched on Jackson, Bowman, Knoblauch.
So much.
Like there's just so many layers to this disaster, to be honest. And I think we all thought that this season, like if you want to be real, like I think we all knew the season wasn't ending in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I think we had hope, but if you were to inject us all with truth serum, it was like, yeah, probably. The only thing that gave me hope is that their division was dog shit. It had nothing to do with the actual quality of the Edmonton Oilers.
And I really thought they could get to the Western Finals at the very least. And Jeff Merrick has said multiple times on his show, he's like, that is the goal for this team at a minimum is that. Yeah. They failed it by 2 rounds.
Failure of a season, absolutely.
They failed it by, how many wins would that be? Six wins, I guess, to just get there. And... to me, it starts all the way at the top. I think this mess... I think Holland is very interested in all of this. He had a lot to blame. But he got to a point where like the others... and Jackson came in and felt like Holland had basically left him a disaster, which I don't think was truly the case.
They were 1 game away from winning the Stanley Cup.
And there was a lot of pieces that were still good. And Holland had his hiccups, of course. We just talked about Nurse. But like, Jackson came in with this like crazy arrogance that... one, he fired Woodcroft, which... I've always stood by, like, I think Knoblauch did a good job in those first couple of years.
I think the results are the exact same.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're opposite to me, and that's fine. But, like, they did that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and for all, like, the love that I give Woody and the fan base gives Woody, people are kind of misremembering him a little bit. They aren't in the offer sheet mess if he knows how to properly develop young players.
100%.
The dude spent a fucking year keeping Vincent Desharnais on his blue line and not playing Philip Broberg. The guy was playing Janmark in his top 6 over Dylan Holloway at times. Like, we're not totally going to do the whole, gosh, Jay Woodcroft was the savior who we let go.
Agreed. And I don't want to do that either. Also, Dave Tippett did basically the same thing with Evan Bouchard. You know what I mean? With Ethan Bear. Like, he just kept playing Ethan Bear, who was good for the Oilers. I don't want it to be taken wrong, but it's like, you have this guy play the damn player. So anyway, like, you're watching that press conference when Knoblauch is hired, and you're sat there and you're looking at it, it's like, Ken Holland had nothing to do with this call.
What'd you say? Ken Holland sat in that Knoblauch press conference?
Like a wet dog. Just sat there, just miserable. Like, he clearly did not want to fire him. For better or for worse, whatever. The Oilers had a bad start to the season. But then, like, from that point on, it just felt like it was Jeff Jackson's team. And then you get to the Cup final. Holland leaves, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then Jackson had the arrogance to not even hire a general manager in time for free agency to begin.
Yeah, he'll handle it.
And he gave trade clauses and multi-year contracts to Matthias Janmark and Adam Henrique. He combined $4.4 million to those guys for 2 players who, if Janmark was healthy, would have been on the 4th line. There was a point, yeah, but there was a point in another dimension where the Oilers' 4th line would have been Janmark, Henrique, and Frederick, which would have made what, close to $10 million? Meanwhile,
yeah, $8 million.
Sure, but meanwhile, you had 2 guys up the lineup in Podkolzin and Kapanen, who your real general manager in Stan Bowman brought in, who combined for what, $2.3 million?
Yeah, and scored like
they were the Oilers' best players. It wasn't close.
Insane.
And I just think everything that Jeff Jackson has done is nuts.
Yeah,
and I think his hands have been taken off the wheel a little bit by Bowman. And then we can talk about Bowman, of course, but just on Jackson, like I think the Oilers are so afraid to get rid of him because of the Connor McDavid connection. And I think they should have, like, I understand it, of course. He's a former agent, if you didn't know, of Connor McDavid. But, like, he has clearly set this organization back a couple of years, too. Like, those moves prevented the Oilers from doing real things. Yeah. And I know it's only $4.5 million, but it also came with, like, why did Arvidsson not work here? Like, did you talk to Knoblauch and be like, hey, how will you use this guy? Because all of a sudden, Arvidsson has 25 goals.
Well, Skinner's the
Skinner
follows that.
Sure,
I think
I was
Arvidsson's
gonna get
more
to
on
both of them.
Arvidsson. I think behind the scenes, he was a pouty bitch. And
Sure.
I don't think he even really liked being here all that much. And I think he was sold a bill of goods that he was 97 or 29 shooter. And when he didn't come in and do the work, they put him on the third line, then he quit. I think that's what Arvidsson is. Skinner, I agree with you. You should have talked to your coach and been like, do you want this guy?
Yeah, and he just felt like there was no connection.
Yeah.
And look, like, I understand the frustration with Bowman, and we went through the experiment of, like, we did a month or whatever, didn't we? Maybe after the deadline. Good trades, bad trades. His big swings are his problem. The little things have been fine, and I just don't trust Jeff Jackson to guide this team in any sort of direction, other than a bad one. I really don't. I just can't be doing with this guy, and I've said it for a long time. Like, I just don't. I just hate it. Like, you did not have the experience to be a general manager, and you just thought you could come in and just, like, change the league. Like, we all, like, and look, like, at the time, like, everyone was excited. It was fun, to be honest. And
Like blowing money at the strip club, baby. Not that I've ever done that.
But, like,
I haven't.
we all sat there and we were like, why doesn't every GM do this? Jackson's the best. It's like, oh, because it didn't work.
Why doesn't everyone just go and throw their dollar bills in the air and then wake up the next morning and go, boy, that was stupid? Again, I've never done it.
Like, what was the move that he won on?
Jeff Jackson, July 1?
Because, look, and this one worked, of course.
Oh,
but, like,
Savoy I like Savoy for
Yeah,
McLeod.
okay,
But it's not a clear-cut win because McLeod's a really damn good player.
yeah, it's just a good trade.
Yep.
So, yeah, sure, we'll give him that one.
Win-win.
But, like, you look at the Corey Perry one. This was one you were screaming for. You probably didn't need to pay Corey Perry that much money, and it worked out. It did work out, and I do not. Corey Perry, but he came off of playoffs where he had what, 0 goals.
He
1
did
goal?
not. He was getting health bombed.
Couldn't play.
Yeah.
And then you give him the deal you did. It's just like every single one looking back at it is like, why? Why did that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, one super chat, then we'll get to our guest. Our friend Jeremiah from up in Alaska said, boys, sorry for your loss. I always appreciate Tyler's honesty about the team. To me, when I watch, they look like the 25th best defense in the NHL. Better luck next year. Have a great summer. Yeah. Our guest line is brought to you by your Prairie Toyota dealers. Looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it. Well, not our team.
What team?
But maybe another team. Check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. In fact, it's the most powerful Tacoma ever. So whether you're hauling gear to the rink or heading to an away game, you can tackle it with ease. Experience power, capability, and convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Prairie Toyota dealer during Red Tag Days, which are on now through May, as we welcome our friend Ryder from the Sauce. You were sitting and listening to those last 10 minutes. We'll let you choose your own adventure here. Where do you want to start?
Well, I just want to start by making sure I'm not showing any leg. There's enough going on right over here from Liam.
Yeah, it's springtime. Also, we all dressed in all black today without coordinating that.
Why?
And we all had like an extra reason, too. We were really thinking while looking at the closet today. I wore this because I wanted to look down and remember that we've been blessed as an organization to have some of the greatest players of all time and not get too sad that this year wasn't our year.
And that's, I mean, I sent out the one tweet at the end of last night. Just wasn't their year. It's just not. Last year felt like their year. The year before that felt like their year. This year, just it didn't have the magic.
Yeah, and at no point in that playoff series against Anaheim did it look like we deserved to get some of that magic. Like, there was parts of the season, I guess, small spots where you're like, oh, damn, if this is how we play playoffs, we'll be fine. But then the next period, we'd come out and give up 3 goals. Like, just so much inconsistency in every aspect. Like, even the power play didn't look good, which we're just so used to it being automatic. I mean, it didn't matter when we weren't getting any calls anyway, but...
There's a comment here from GQ. Oilers don't develop enough grown talent, and then when they do, they just let them walk. They're doing that right now. Like, Josh Szymanski got an assist in the game yesterday.
Yeah?
He spun around quickly. Like, it's not, development isn't always in the American League, too. Like, Ty Emberson has only played for the Oilers in the NHL, and he is developing into a really solid player for them. And I just think, like, it's just not true today. But in the past, sure. But today is not the case. Like, Evan Bouchard's a top 10 defenseman in the league, maybe higher, if wherever you want to grade him. It doesn't really
Leon
matter.
Draisaitl, I know he's a top 5 pick, but like, he also developed.
Yeah,
he wasn't
like
supposed
those
to be
guys
this.
become players here. Like,
Yeah.
like it's different, but like Podkolzin. They turned him around from nothing. So I don't agree, but it's fine.
I agree with you. And I think, again, like if you want to look towards next year, I think there's a path to this lineup being filled with like some really damn good players. Mm-hmm. Like the narrative, there's a couple narratives floating around today that are driving me absolutely bonkers. The idea that their window's closed just flat out is not true.
What does that mean? Like, how do you know when the window is closed? Because I just don't get it either. And I'm with you 100%, but like, how is the window closed when 97 and 29 are both here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not. And it's just not. Like, it's as simple as that.
I mean, it closed this year.
Yeah, 100%.
But we can open it again next fall.
Yeah. 5.5 months from now, we can open it up again.
Crank that window back open. Let's go.
I agree with you. And then the other thing that's driving me nuts is people are like, Connor McDavid took a discount and their GM spent the money on Jake Wallman and Trent Frederick. What the are you, like, I think they're intentionally dull or stupid, like that Jesse Pullock from Bar Down.
Blocked him today.
Fucking moron.
Here we go.
I can't do it. Like
you can't be working in hockey media and be throwing out shit that's fucking that is that incorrect. The McDavid contract has not kicked in yet. They haven't spent the Connor McDavid savings because the contract hasn't kicked in yet. I can't believe they spent the money on Trent Frederick. They signed the Trent Frederick contract 4 months before McDavid took a discount. What are you talking about, man?
It's so it's just foolish.
Yeah, like that narrative is pissing me off. The idea that the window's closed is pissing me off. They have $16 million in cap space this summer if they don't lose a penny of their dead weight. And there is dead weight for them to lose. They could try to move on from Trent Frederick and say, hey, man, it's not working here. Will you waive to go somewhere else? They can try to move on from Darnell Nurse, although I don't think they're going to be able to do that, and I don't think they're going to be able to move on from Tristan Jarry. But even if they keep all of that dead money, they have $16.8 million. If you want to go ahead and say Ike Howard's in the lineup next year, which he probably will be, then you have $15.8-ish million to sign a goalie. I guess you could sign Connor Murphy if you want. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 forwards under contract. $16.8 million, or $15.8 million. Let's run back math. Let's say Ingram's $3 million, you're down to $12.8. Let's say Murphy's $4 million, you're down to $8.8. You have $8.8 million to sign 2 forwards. Fucking bring up Connor Clattenburg or whoever you want to bring up at League Min, re-sign Lazar for League Min. You can bring in an $8 million player for next season. Like, the idea that the Oilers are like this helpless organization now who's going to run back this same sorry team next year, it's not true. They can make changes, and I fully expect that they will. So there's just some narratives, and it's people who like taking a dump on the Oilers because whatever, they're jealous that they don't have Connor McDavid or whatever. But like, I just think people are way off base with a whole bunch of narratives.
And Lauren Kyle's liking the rants online.
She unliked it, though.
I know, thank goodness. That's another one that McDavid needs to go to a super team that's pissing me off. What super team? Who can afford to put him in the lineup that has a super team around them? Who can build what?
Leon
it's
Draisaitl
not the NBA. Exactly. We got Bouchard. We've got Draisaitl.
Yeah.
Like, we can bring in another stud. Yeah. We are the super team. Chippy.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Knoblauch? I think this is. He had some quotes yesterday which I thought were interesting, which I'm sure we'll get to. But like, you decided the staff you brought in and they all failed, right?
Yeah.
Like, all of them sucked. Like, even like the power play coach, sure, Paul McFarland.
What the fuck did Paul McFarland do? I don't know.
But that's what I mean. Like, I feel like one of us could go on the bench and be like, "Hey, power play's up. Go ahead.
Top unit.
Draisaitl, guess where I want you hanging out?
Yeah. McDavid, you're going to dominate the puck. Booster on top.
Yeah, I've got this crazy idea for how to break the puck in. Stay with me.
Bear with me on this one. Drop pass.
Yeah. Connor McDavid's skate as fast as you fucking can. And that's
surely
the whole
it'll work. And it did. They all have to go.
Here's where I think the coaching conversation goes.
Okay.
McDavid will do his exit interviews with everybody. And then I think if you're Jeff Jackson, who's still in charge, as much as you don't want it, Liam.
I know. By the way, he should just be the CEO.
Yeah, let him be a figurehead, whatever. I take Connor up to some rooftop in Ice District, and I stand there, I overlook, and I go, Connor, do you want Kris Knoblauch back? And if Connor says yes, then you bring him back. And then you probably fire him in November when they're 2-9.
So dumb.
And if McDavid says, because I do think there's a part of me that thinks Bowman will want to keep that bullet. For just in case they start bad, he can at least go, if it's November and we stink again, piff, Kris Knoblauch. There's a part of me that thinks that's a possibility. But if, like, this summer is all about keeping Connor happy, as much as I've never been a guy to say that, that is absolutely what this summer is about.
Keeping McDavid happy?
Yes.
Did you see the Chris Johnson stuff?
That they like owe it to him to make the changes he wants.
Like he has a list of like it's not a list, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he has an idea of what he wants the team to look like, and the team's got to deliver it for him. Which I'm fine with, because honestly, if next year goes poorly, but you did everything that McDavid wanted you to,
that ball's in his court.
Then you can sit there and say like, "Hey Connor, I know you're heading into the last year of your deal, but like we're keeping you. You can get 2 more years out of this if you do everything McDavid wants you to."
Yeah.
You got to simp for him a little bit, as the kids say.
Fair.
But if McDavid, to my point, if Jackson's standing up there on a rooftop overlooking things with McDavid and says like, "Do you want him back?" and McDavid says, "No, I don't want him back," then Jeff Jackson just pulls out his phone right there, and like Stan Bowman doesn't even have a say, and it's just Jeff Jackson saying, "Kris, you're gone. Everyone's gone. See ya." Beep.
It felt like, to me, there needs to be a big energy shift, and we weren't getting the energy. The team wasn't getting the energy that they needed, I don't think, from Knoblauch. Like, genuinely, I think there needs to be a bit more fire there. And maybe he does have all the fire, but it's just so quiet. And it just, I think, makes people uncomfortable. Like, it's that dad that you'd rather them yell at you than just be disappointed in you. It's a weight that this team has. And I read a comment online that I thought was really sharp, and it just said this mentality of cup or bust is maybe where we're going wrong, that they've forgotten why they play the game. When you're a kid and you're wanting to be in the NHL, you want to play in the NHL. You don't grow up as a kid and just say, I just want to win the cup.
Yeah.
Who cares about all the other stuff? And this team just had their sights so desperately set on the Holy Grail that they forgot so much of the other reasons why they're there. Even like the lack of celebrations on the ice, the fun was kind of sucked out. And then you look to the head coach and you're like, well, he's not adding any to it. He's not adding any fire to it. It just kind of felt emotionless. And everybody was just sad that we weren't going to win the cup this year. Even the players were sad for most of the year that they weren't that good this year. Well, go and do something about it.
That's what pisses me off when Connor McDavid says, like, we were an average team all year. It's like, well, yeah, you were. Then you have to pair it with his whole, the regular season's mundane to us. Well, Connor, do you think that's maybe why you guys were average?
Right.
If you spent 82 games not trying your best and you got not the best results.
I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
And please answer honestly, and it's fine. Whatever you guys say is fine.
7.
6. How do I word this? Is the organization too worried about losing Connor McDavid rather than building what's best for the Edmonton Oilers? And I don't mean that in a way of like, do they need to go in a direction of like changing everything? Because I don't believe that. The direction is obviously Stanley Cup, and that is how you keep Connor McDavid at the end of the day. So it shouldn't be about asking Connor McDavid if he wants the head coach to be here or not. It should be Stan Bowman and Jackson and Cates thinking like, what is best for the Edmonton Oilers? Because that will ultimately be what's best for Connor McDavid. And at the end of the day, Connor McDavid will one day leave this team.
Yep.
Whether he retires here, he leaves in a year, he leaves next week. Whatever happens, he will leave, but the Edmonton Oilers will still be here. Mm-hmm. And nobody is bigger than that. And I don't know if I want the organization to keep going down that path of what does McDavid want? How can we pleasure him? So, but what do the Oilers need? And that should be what matters the most, because those two ideas should probably align anyway. And the mindset of I think they just need to focus on Edmonton, not McDavid specifically, because those guys will still be here. Draisaitl will still be here. Bouchard will still be here. Those contracts aren't ending at the same time McDavid's does. And that should be the focus, I think.
Well, I think there's two different angles to that, because what's best for McDavid could be what's best for the team.
Exactly.
But making decisions based on not losing McDavid, I don't think is even what's best for McDavid.
maybe that's a better way I could have put it.
So to be scared, and I feel like that is the case. And I think that's why there's so much damn pressure on this team too, is everybody wants him to win a cup so damn bad because he deserves it. And there's a lot of other deserving guys there too. But he is an exceptional case of there's never been a player that good that hasn't gotten it. And this organization that we're all so proud of and love, if they're the reason he doesn't get one, it is a damn shame. So I get it, but you're right. Like, make the decisions for the right reasons rather than with the intention of just not losing him.
What do you think? I do will say before you think a little bit, they are very similar. I recognize that, but I think there's a little bit of a difference too.
I think, do I think at times Connor has maybe had too much say for the wrong if he told them last year at his exit interview, I want us to get younger, so they did. Yeah. And then this year, if he came to camp and said, oh, I don't want to play with Matt Savoy or Ike Howard, I need to play with guys I can trust, well, that's where I sit there and go, well, Connor, like, you can't tell us to get younger and then say, well, the other guys play with the young guys, not me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I kind of look at it and go, why did Connor start with Leon Draisaitl and Trent Frederick this year? Why didn't one of them start with Ike Howard or Matt Savoy? And I kind of connect some dots there. So I agree with you in the sense of, like, if Connor McDavid says jump, you can't just sit there and say how high.
Yeah.
But if Connor McDavid says, hey, here are 3 things that I think we can do to all jump better together, then, like, you need to listen to him and put some stock into it.
Go ahead.
Well, especially if they go up to the top of the building and Connor McDavid says jump. They probably, to Jeff Jackson, don't do that.
But what if they're
Should we fire Knoblauch and jump? Whoa.
How
Whoa, Jeff, you're Asian.
Connor, we've known each other for so long. Connor just goes, jump. Connor's like, I will not fucking forgive you for Victor Arvidsson.
Oh,
jump.
God.
That's it.
Sorry, continue.
I want to rattle off a couple.
Sorry. Last thing I'll say is
Okay.
those ideas should benefit the Oilers, and that should be the plan.
Yeah.
And
if Connor McDavid's thing is like, go get Jake DeBrusk, I'd be like, no, Connor.
Yeah.
Here's why that's a poor idea.
I don't know if that's happening. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there is more of like a push and pull relationship.
And I don't think Connor McDavid comes in and demands players.
No, I don't think so either. Like, I just think that, like, and maybe it is more of like a media narrative and a fan narrative. Is like, what does McDavid want? It's like, okay, but sometimes that can't be the only thing that matters. And I think it should be, what do the Edmonton Oilers need and want? And right now, I think the number one thing should be a coach, and it shouldn't matter what McDavid says. They need Joe Quenneville. Like, I think they might need a guy who's going to come in and kind of beat the shit out of him a little bit, to be honest. Like, who's just not going to allow things to happen where, like, it's going to get to a point where, like, I can't stop thinking about Bruce Cassidy. I really cannot. And, like,
dream about him.
I wake up in the morning, I think about him. I'll tell you that much.
Last time the Oilers did that and did Ken Hitchcock, though.
But that team wasn't good.
I guess, yeah.
That team wasn't good.
And maybe the star players have matured a bit where they actually would, like, listen to that guy.
Yeah, so.
Let me read the super chats. Our boy Rusty's in $5. Said, hope will never die. For now, go Mammoth. Oilers will be back and better than ever next year. Serge Still Cooks said, McDavid took the discount because he knew they overpaid Freddie. Well, I don't know. Lil Nate said, it looked like the Oilers were prepared for another first-round bye versus LA, and they ended up getting punched in the mouth. Thanks for a good year, guys. Greg said, need a coaching staff that can light a fire under the ass of insanely skilled players. Liam's dad would have been a better coach this season. And yeah, thanks, like,
Greg.
Again, I agree with the idea, and I think your line of thinking is correct, that you need a coach who will come in here and hold even the star players accountable.
Yes.
For effort levels, for little things like, why is Leon Draisaitl taking a too many men penalty in an elimination game kind of stuff, right? Yes. How does that happen? Lack of attention to detail. I am just very curious how this Oilers group would respond to that based on past incidents.
And that's fair. But then you know. Then you know what's going to happen. Then you know that they don't give a shit, quite frankly. And, look, we're just assuming the worst at this point. But, like, if they come in and say it's Cassidy, say it's anyone like that, and they come in and it doesn't change, then you have a serious problem. And at that point, maybe you do look at McDavid and be like, hey, man, like, you're not buying in here. Like, we've brought in a coach that's been to, again, this is Cassie, 2 cup finals in the last, 10 years?
Yeah.
Been one of the best. He coached you at the Olympics, and you still don't want to play. And again, this is worst case scenario. I don't know how it would go truly, but like, that then becomes a player problem, not a coaching problem.
Yeah.
When though, other than like recently, and I think we all know it's because of injury, when have you ever had to get McDavid going, really?
Yeah.
Like, the start of the season,
Yeah.
there's been times, but he just tries to do too much, it feels like, out of anything. So maybe you need a coach that tells him to trust his teammates a bit more and not have to try to do it all himself in those moments. So, yeah, still a coach that oversees what he's doing, but getting him going, I don't know if
That's maybe a bit of an
Yeah.
overreaction to the 6 games we just saw. Where
Yeah.
What did Friedman say? He wasn't even at 50%?
Yeah, he said he wasn't at 50%.
that's insane.
And it is crazy. And then Knoblauch's quote, Aaron, do you have that quote? Basically, I'll read it out once Aaron gets it. Actually, I'll pull it up on Zach's. Zach Lang was getting
There
a
you
few
go.
things up.
Knoblauch on the Oilers injuries. Quote, we got some guys with some fractures that were playing through things that were really difficult to play at their best, but I certainly love their effort and how they dug in. They were absolutely not going to pull themselves out of the lineup. I thought they contributed as much as they could.
Can you imagine how much it would hurt to do the drives to the net that McDavid does with, let's say, he has a broken ankle? Like, that is outrageous.
Yeah, like it's insane.
And the look on his face looked like a guy who was driving to the net with a broken ankle. Like, he just seemed done.
Jackson Lacombe overrated.
You know, congrats, Jackson Lacombe. You can shut down a 50% of McDavid.
I did say that on the radio yesterday. I was like, oh, yeah, nice. You can shut down an injured Connor McDavid. Congratulations.
I
mean, I don't know. The injuries just became too real, didn't they? And they addressed it and just said they came too quick, too soon, and like they're hard to overcome. Like, you look back at game 1, and look, if we assume that McDavid's one of the guys with the fractures, we should probably assume Jason Dickinson has one too.
Yeah.
So then you have those two, and then you have Leon Draisaitl, who we believe was a knee, and then Adam Henrique never played again. So there's your 4 centers from game 1 that just didn't play.
And going into the playoffs, we were like,
Hyman.
where are we the deepest? Out of maybe any team in the league.
down the
Centerman.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we,
what did you see in game 1? Pretty dominant game from the centerman, to
Yeah.
be honest. Like, it wasn't McDavid and McDavid wasn't at his best. Draisaitl had 2 assists. Dickinson had 2 goals. Henrique left the game, obviously, but like McDavid was still fine in that game, all in all. And then you never had a healthy lineup again.
Lance dropped in $2 and said, "Thanks, Oilers. Now I look stupid with this mustache."
No, you don't, Lance. You look great,
Can you-
buddy.
Hey, do you have Connor and Leon on the injuries? Can we play the clip for the people? All right, let's give that a run.
Yeah, a lot of guys banged up, yourself included. I guess how tough was that? You know, some injuries kind of tough to fight through.
Yeah, too hurt too soon. The first round is always tough. It's always chaotic, and it's tough to play through things so early on, as many guys did in here. Credit to our staff for making guys available and making sure they're as comfortable as possible. That being said, it's not an excuse either. We expected to have a longer run than we did. Is what it is.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, our center 1, 2, 3 are playing through stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to find ways to win games in any way. You got to grind one out, you got to defend one out, and injuries. Yeah, they suck, and it hit us at a bad time, certainly. But at the end of the day, they're the better team, and we'll just leave it at that.
Too hurt too soon, says Connor McDavid. And and this is not new, this is not hindsight. We said this during the series. Is this just a team who was sitting there and going, holy shit, we might be able to get out of this round, but we are. Connor probably knew he didn't have 20 games in him. Dickinson probably knew he didn't have 20 games in them. Hyman maybe didn't know he had 20 games in him. Did all these guys just sit there and go, it's insurmountable? Like, we aren't climbing the mountain because one, they know what it takes. They knew they were too hurt too soon in the playoffs. And it's like, we're going to have to play every second day for the next
Yeah.
2 months. We aren't winning.
And the thing is, too, they weren't getting out of this series quick. You know?
Right. If they could have made quick work of the first round, if we
I'd been
could have played
different.
LA again.
yeah, and this is what we were saying.
Oh, and you all said the Kings are boring. I want to play someone new.
Couldn't care less.
Would you rather be doing this show right now, or would you rather if it was, the 6th straight show of us being like, so who are we getting in round 2?
Yeah, and
Because that's what it would have been against LA.
instead you went up against and look, the Ducks were good. I thought last night the Ducks played awesome.
Yeah.
That was their best game of the series.
Without a doubt.
It wasn't even close. It was honestly the best. The others played pretty well last game. Actually, no. That was the best performance from either team the entire series.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's that side of it, too. So credit to them for that. We'll see how well they do in the next round, whoever they play. But the injuries, they just... How far were you going to go? Not very far.
Pretty impressive that they played that well and didn't take a penalty, too.
Yeah.
They were...
And we said that earlier, not even a missed call.
Right.
They just straight up didn't take a penalty all game.
And it's not that they weren't in the game. Sometimes when a team doesn't get a penalty, it's because they're way behind the whole game. But, they played well.
Yeah, they did. They did. And we'll know how good they are next round.
Yep.
There's so many layers to this, but it's like the coaching thing is just, I don't get it. Like Joel Quenneville sat there, he was 3 Stanley Cup rings and thought, you know what, I need experience on my bench. I'm hiring Jay Woodcroft. And Kris Knoblauch said, I'm hiring a WHL head coach and Mark Stewart. And said, I'm good.
Smartest guy in the room syndrome.
It's pathetic, to be honest. And
Then the owner had to tell him that Paul Coffey's coming back. Yeah.
So I wrote this article today. I don't even know if it's out yet. It might go out later. I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts going out now. But it did go up. I'll put it in the link. The Tristan Jarry conversation, I think, is very interesting in all of this. And I think it's a really good example of, the Oilers. Tristan Jarry, he only played 14 games for the Penguins this season, but he still played 14 games. Had a .909 save percentage before he came to Edmonton. Once he started playing for games for Edmonton, just his time here, he had an .858. How does that happen? Mm-hmm. And I know there's the player in there too, and he is not avoiding blame on this, but to me that clearly tells me that one team is very connected, the other team is not, and the other team being the Edmonton Oilers. And there's just so many examples of players coming here and getting not even a little bit worse, bad.
Can I do something on the goaltending really quick?
Sure.
Because there is something that I believe in my philosophy of how the league and the sport works. There are 6 to 8 high-end goalies in the NHL.
Maybe less.
And every single other one is totally random.
Yeah.
Dan Vladar is a shining example of this. If the pro scouts were so good on Dan Vladar, then some other team would have paid him more. Because how does a guy go 895, 882, 898, all of a sudden he's a 906 with a 937 in this year's playoffs?
Whoa.
Everyone gives the Colorado Avalanche can you believe how they overhauled their goaltending? 2 just unbelievable trades. Mackenzie Blackwood turned into a pumpkin halfway through this year.
Yeah,
Crazy.
he did.
And they had to, he lost an Olympic job because he was injured and brutal this season.
Almost lost it to his backup. Well, he should have been his
Yeah.
backup. I know that's what you're saying, but
And Scott Wedgwood, who has never in his career started more than 28 games in a season. And even that is an anomaly in his career. He had an 878 with the Predators.
Yeah.
They traded a 6th round pick for him. And this year he started 43 games and had a 921. He had a Vezina case. It's
did.
fucking random, man. The goal,
Sorry,
and
man.
that's honestly why I was kind of I was a Stuart Skinner guy, because it was honestly, that guy's probably going to have a season if he lingers around the league long enough where he has another 915 and plays really well in the playoffs. I just feel like it's going to happen. The goaltending stuff is just random. You're telling me Colorado, when they traded a 6th round pick for Scott Wedgwood, were perfect. This guy's going to play 40 games for us next year. There's no shot.
they literally said in that deal, thank God we don't have Eustace Antonin anymore.
That's
that was
part of the
literally
reason they
all
did the
they
trade.
did it. Is so they didn't have that guy.
It's because Nathan McKinnon was about to beat the shit out of Justice Annunen because he was so bad. And they were like, fuck, just go get another team's shitty backup so Nate doesn't keep freaking out.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why you just keep rotating goalies every year.
honestly.
Just find one. Just go get one. I don't know who it is.
I'd bet $1,000 that Dan Vladar is in the 800s next year. And I'd bet $1,000 that Scott Wedgwood never plays 43 games in a season again.
Hey, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
And those guys, again, are both Dan Vladar. Unbelievable the other day. One of the best playoff performances by a goalie, maybe ever.
42 save
He
shutout.
had an expected goals of 4.19.
Yeah,
That
insane.
is insane.
Do you know when the last time a
Crazy.
goalie had a 1-0 shutout in elimination game in overtime? Stuart Skinner.
Stuart Skinner, yeah.
Classic. It's all random, man.
Well, and with that said, like, does Jari have it in him to get really hot? He's obviously capable enough to make it to the NHL, to have an over 900 save percentage with the Pens, who aren't known to be this crazy great defensive hockey team. Like, a lot of their blue line's pretty old. Yeah, maybe he's got it in him, but then you got to build the team in front of him that's going to limit those high danger chances.
And I do think that is, again, it's coaching and it's roster construction and it's a general commitment to defense. But I think that's a big part of it. Like Connor Ingram, I think Connor Ingram is a good goalie.
I do too.
I think he is fully capable of being a guy who splits a season with someone and is your guy in the playoffs. Even that game last night, I'm not putting a ton of that on Connor Ingram. Would I have liked one more save? Sure. But now they would have lost 3-2 instead of 5-2. Like, you know, the one was a shitty bounce.
Two of them.
Well,
The three-pointer over top of his head.
I've not seen a goal like that.
Yeah, that was wild.
part of the reason I love talking to Carter Hutton is because he sees things in a different way. He actually said that goal's the problem. He said Ingram's hands were sloppy and too
He was,
close.
like, right here.
And he said you watch when he goes down, he lands on his stick because his hands are too close to his body, which is like a big goalie no-no. So he says his hands come in, he lands on his stick, and the reason he can't get up fast enough is because his pad's on his stick.
What?
Yeah, Hutz gave it a really interesting breakdown. But still, Connor Ingram wasn't the problem yesterday.
You want to continue that Colorado goalies conversation? Eustace Ananen at a 907 this year in 28 games. With Colorado, you're at an 872. Year before, 928. It doesn't make any sense. Goalie is the dumbest position in sports. The Oilers could call up Connor Ingram next season. Connor Unger, next season. He might be the best goalie in the league for all we know. Like, it really is the most random event ever.
Well, do you think it's random, but it's also mental? Like,
Sure.
These guys, when they are on their game, you can see it.
Yeah.
When you have a confident goalie that you're going up against, and we've ran into a few of them that took everything, even Jonathan Quick a couple years ago, you're like, Jesus, this guy still can be
Still
this
going.
good. But they get hot, and you can get hot for an entire season or an entire playoff run. We haven't seen that. We've seen stretches, but
Yeah.
like, that's a coaching thing again, though. Like, when we talked about the goalie coach for so long, you wonder how much of that is truly mental. Like, off ice. So guys have a killer instinct in that position.
I agree. And I just think with the coaching, it's like, it's not about getting a few players going. It's about everyone needs to go. From Connor McDavid all the way down. Like, Trent Frederick and Andrew Mangiapane came here and were like known as like 5-on-5 goal scorers. And now they can't piss a drop. And Trent Frederick was healthy scratch for 2 games.
Yeah.
Like, that's a coaching issue. Like, you need to figure out a way to get Trent Frederick going. But it also comes down to your performance in the regular season. If you just put a bit of emphasis on it, like Carolina every single season, you can almost guarantee they'll win the Metro.
Right.
Because they care. And, like, you can laugh about them in the playoffs, whatever you want, but, like, and I do too, because the idea of, like, being there every single season, but, like, they're there. They just swept. They just swept a pretty good Ottawa team.
Yeah.
And the Oilers, injury or not, like, even when they weren't injured, that first game, they could barely stick with Anaheim. And Knoblauch has done a great job here. Like, though, that's 2 seasons, cup final. It's not nothing by any means, but you're at the end of the road. You're in the worst division in hockey, and you were a big part of why it was the worst division.
Yeah.
I have 2 more points to make.
Yeah, I want to do this ranking stuff.
I
too.
might save it for Monday just because we're rifling through the show.
Let's just keep going.
Liam, we have to do 2 months of 5 days a week with no playoff hockey to talk about. The last goalie I wanted to use as my example, because he's popped up in some like, hey, the Oilers should go get this guy this summer. Look at Philip Gustafson year by year. First year he goes to Minnesota as a young goalie, he has a 9.10, and it's like they solved he had a 9.31 that season.
Holy shit.
In 37 games. And it's like, all right, Minnesota just found their stud goalie of the future. What were they thinking trading? What was Ottawa thinking trading Talbot for this guy or trading this guy for Talbot? Next season, $8.99. Minnesota that offseason, because Gustafsson, I think, was making, $4 million? Yeah. And this is like on record. Every insider knows it.
He was on. You can go look at Frank's old boards on the buyout candidates.
After he went $8.99, Minnesota called every single team in the NHL and said, "Will you take him for free?" And every single team said no. Minnesota contemplated doing the under 25 buyout on him, and we're like, fuck it, we'll keep him for one more year. He puts up a 914, so they go, God damn it, this guy's sick. They give him a $34 million contract, and now he's their backup again. Goaltending's random, man. And if Edmonton acquired him, he'd have an 890 next year, and we'd be like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know. I just think it's all random. And then my next part, before we let you go, Ryder, because you've been here for 40 minutes somehow.
Really?
So we've kept you for very long. That's why we can't do the ranking thing. The show's almost done.
Nice one, Ryder.
Sorry, guys. Hey, sorry.
Everyone's looking at Anaheim, and they're like, the next great team. How are all these guys are going to take steps forward, and they're going to be elite for the next however long? And I just keep getting flashbacks, and San Jose is kind of similar, but they didn't take the leap that Anaheim did. When Edmonton lost in round 2 in 2017, everybody was like, holy shit, the next decade's just going to be all Oilers. How's anyone else in the West going to win anything? And then they missed the playoffs back-to-back years or whatever.
Right.
I just think everyone's looking at the Pacific, and I do agree that the Pacific is going to get better. Because I generally do believe in the Anaheims and the San Jose's. But as they get better, I think we're also looking at a Calgary team that's just going to continue being mediocre. Vancouver is probably going to be bad for another few years. LA is going to get categorically worse. I think Vegas might as well.
Yeah.
I'm not really buying that the Pacific is all that daunting. I just think it's going to look different. Where you're not going to be competing with Vegas anymore. You're going to be competing with probably one of Anaheim or San Jose.
I like that Seattle wasn't even mentioned, because that's exactly what we're looking at with them probably too.
I keep forgetting they're in our division.
They'll finish 6th. It's all good. We know Seattle's finishing low.
So Seattle's 6th every year. Vancouver's 8th. 7th is going to be one of Calgary or LA.
Yeah.
5th will be whichever one of Calgary or LA gets more loser points that year. And then the top 4 will keep being the top 4.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. The San Jose thing is very interesting. Because at the end of the day, they need another MVP caliber season from Macklin Celebrini. And I think he's obviously good enough to do it, but that's what they need.
Yeah, but they also have the assets to go and get some studs, and with the cap going up, people keep talking about how the Oilers are going to have this money to play with. Every team's got that money to play with. So does that just mean the free agents are all making a lot more?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it means, to be honest. But just on, I know Greg is big on this, and I've always found it intriguing of just, so we say San Jose. Someone said in the chat, I can't remember what I was like, the Pacific is now teal. So, okay. So let's live under the assumption that the division finally gets back to being average and the first place team finishes with 100 points. That's probably fair to assume. Yep. And San Jose finished with 86 this season.
Got to get 14 points better.
So are they going to get 14 points better while also the team one of these teams has got to get to 100 points next season?
Yeah.
They also have to improve. The math just doesn't quite math. You know what I'm saying? I just don't.
And it's not like Vancouver can get worse. So where are you getting more points from?
Yeah, and I think of how. Yeah, it's true. How long did it take the East to flip? A long time. This is the first time we've seen it really swing. That has to happen in the Pacific too, and the Central as well. Both sides of it. I think these teams are good. Anaheim, Utah, San Jose for sure, but Ottawa's still going, trying to get to the mountain. Montreal, how long did it take them? I just don't think it's going to happen overnight. I think it's still a few years away. That's why I would say this hypothetical window we all talk about is still wide open for the Oilers to go do it.
A run from Anaheim, if they get through another round, you give those young players that confidence and that experience, though.
It's important.
They come into next season with their chest puffed out pretty big.
But on the other side of it, too, they'll have guys like Ryder and Trouba and Granlund and all these other guys they're not young men.
Right.
Let's see how they progress, too. I do think Pat Verbeek has obviously done a great job there, and you should trust him if you're a Ducks fan to continue to do that good of a job.
You golfing this weekend?
I don't have a tee time yet. I think next week probably.
Yeah.
Good afternoon game, Monday, Tuesday. It seemed like the tee sheets were pretty booked up when I went.
Yeah, they
hunting.
were.
Yeah.
It was. I went last night, played 9 full. I'm playing again today. I expect it to be full. So yeah, but it's that time of year.
Gearing up for the ace race.
July 13th.
Just the one shoulder gets the stretch?
It's just the one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My physio guy gave me the all clear on Wednesday, so I'm good to go.
I didn't know if it was a dance move or what you were up to.
All right. Thank you for popping on.
Yes, thanks, gentlemen.
Farewell.
Next year's our year.
Next year.
Ryder also brought to you by our friends at Derek Dodge. All of our game recap editions of the show were. We obviously don't have any more going forward this season. It's the beginning of a new chapter for Derek Dodge. Also beginning of a new chapter for us as we are going to start moving into off-season mode. But that doesn't mean you can't go visit them. DerekDodge.com. With every vehicle purchase, you receive a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. Leave the lot with your new whip, and flights and accommodations for a trip for 2 to Vegas are on them. It's a deal that's tough to beat. You can also visit them in person. Derek Dodge, 6211 104th Street Northwest. Can I read you something from Darren Dreger?
Sure.
I know that Steve Stais was fairly down the road in negotiations in acquiring Rasmus Ristolainen at the trade deadline. It's a pretty clear indication that Ottawa is trying to acquire a proven defenseman.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Darnell
Say
Nurse.
the next line.
Darnell Nurse. Dreger didn't say Darnell Nurse. I'm saying Darnell Nurse. How much money does Ottawa have? $17.3 million.
That's enough. That's enough.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 forwards. Ooh, I just thought of the trade.
Brady Tkachuk for Darnell Nurse. That would be hilarious.
You're not going to love this because it's going to make it expensive.
Is Fogle coming back?
Because I think one thing that kind of fell as the season went on is the fact that this probably has to happen this summer. Darnell Nurse for Linus Ullmark.
Oh, interesting.
Ottawa just signs Connor Ingram. Edmonton runs Jari Ullmark. But, like, you have a guy, like, he was fucking nails against Carolina.
Yeah, he was. He was really good.
Who says no? Ottawa probably says no to
Ottawa
that.
says no for sure.
Yeah, but, like,
I
what
mean,
do
he's
you,
a
but
Vezina
like,
winner.
let's live on the, what do we have to add?
I don't know. It's the shittiest answer ever, but, like, I was trying to think about this, too, is, like, what do you give up for Nurse? And the only thing I can think of is, like, the Patrick Marleau thing is, like, the closest one. But he was on, like, $6 million.
But, like,
This guy's 9.
but Ullmark's 8.5. And if
Is he that high?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, if you're sitting there and you're Ottawa and you're like, we cannot bring this guy into our room next season. Like, we got it through this year, but it's bad. Because, like, again, I think it is.
What if they just have to retain down to Ullmark?
Yeah, keep the 725. Or if there's, like, a big package, it's like, hey, Ottawa, like okay, let's walk down this path. Ottawa blows it up. Because Brady Tkachuk has, like, told them, hey, I'm not doing this, right? So they trade Brady Tkachuk and they get futures and they say, son of a bitch, we got to do a little 2-year retool here. You just go to them and say, like, hey, we'll take Ullmark. What prospects do you want to take Jari?
Yeah.
And you're like, you're dealing an Ike, probably.
I don't think so, but that's fine.
But, like, value-wise, you probably need to give a really good prospect.
Okay.
Because it's like a negative asset in Jari.
Well, he's your best prospect. That's the reason I wouldn't do him. But either way, prospect.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder if there's something with maybe Ullmark. Get him to a fresh spot here.
I mean, if he's available, he's probably the best option. You know, you got a bit of consistency with him. He would be the best goalie they've had since Talbot.
Yeah.
On, like, the caliber of, like, he could win a Vezina.
His upside is tremendous.
Yeah, he's 32 if people...
I know he was also terrible for the bulk of the regular season.
Good things on his mind.
But he had a 932 in a playoff series where they got swept.
Yeah.
And his
Reminds me of Mike Smith a few years ago.
And so he had an 891 this year. Can I read you his save percentage every year before that?
Yeah.
910, 915, 938, 917, 917, 915, 905, 935, 917, 913.
He's
and
good.
4 or 5 of those seasons are on, like, dog shit Buffalo teams. That might be the guy. Nurse for Ullmark.
See, Rick is in this one. If you have depth like Nichushkin, Lehkonen, Kadri, you're elite. When you have Frederick and Jones, you aren't. Well, you just compared 3 top 6 players for the Anaheim Ducks to 2 fourth-line players on the Edmonton
Can
Oilers.
I do the same thing?
Well, what you could have said was like when you have Nuge and Hyman, like there's good depth and Podkolzin, Kapanen and Podkolzin were the best 2 fucking forwards this playoff.
I'm just gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
When you have Zach Hyman, Vasily Podkolzin, and Kasperi Kapanen, it just doesn't compare to a team like Colorado, who's running out Jack Drury and Parker Kelly.
20-goal Parker Kelly.
He scored 20 goals this year?
I think he did.
That's
now if you had said that, Parker Kelly.
Holy shit, he scored 21 goals this year? All right, the analogy falls apart.
Gavin Brindley and Parker Kelly, and then you're rolling out Trent Frederick and Max Young. Hey, I'd be with you.
I'm with you.
That's fair. Let's just switch it to that, and then we'll all agree. Can we do the ranking thing?
No, we're saving it for Monday.
Fuck's sakes.
Dude, we need to fill content every week.
Yeah,
and you know what?
We're going to have so much. Aren't you excited to talk about players? We could talk about the free agency class of Alex Tuck and him.
We got. I know it's a great. I prepped a great segment, but I wanted today to be like raw emotion, so we'll stick with that.
Okay, well, why don't the chat? We got about 25 minutes left here.
9 minutes left.
9 minutes? Well, let's see what the chat has to say if you've got anything
Yeah.
left to bring. I mean, at the end of the day, the Oilers just lost in 6 games to a team they were supposed to beat.
Yeah.
And they didn't even come close to competing in it. And now we're just sat here wondering, like, what's next? I really don't know. Like, what do you do with these free agents? Like, is it important to bring back certain players?
Yeah.
Like, you just lost in round 1 in 6 games. Like, Roslovic, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think he'll be back.
No.
I think one thing that's interesting with Roslovic is, like, what were the expectations this playoffs?
I think and I think he tried his best to
He had
be
the crossbar yesterday.
Yeah.
A couple of good chances.
That goes in, different game.
3-2. Like,
Yeah.
it honestly, really is.
I don't think it would have woken him up though.
You don't think a goal in the last minute and a half of the first period would have woke them up?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Hyman's goal getting waved off was the death blow.
Yeah.
It was clearly a kick. When they zoomed in on his face and he looks at Connor and does like the
Call that goal on the ice. They even review it. Yeah, Oilers clearly got screwed by the refs. 2 games. Yeah, the Hyman one. When that went in, my family was elated. And then all of a sudden you see the replay and even Louis is like, oh yeah, no. That's not a goal. It wasn't even close. No. And like, I think there is actually a big question around Hyman and Nuge this summer. Not in the sense of like, you need to move them out. They both have full moves. They're both still good players. But like, I don't think Nuge is a top 6 guy anymore.
No.
I don't know what Hyman can be for another full season. Like, I think he'll still be good, but like,
I'm not worried about Zach Hyman, honestly. I think he was obviously banged up this year, and I think injuries are a concern with him as he gets older. He's going to be 34 in a couple months. But I just look at a guy, Liam, who scored 31 goals in 58 games, 21 even strength goals in those games, and I just kind of go like, he has given me no reason to think he won't score 30.
But I just wonder, like, when does that happen? And you don't need to get ahead of that by any means, but like, I do think there needs to be in the mindset of this summer of like, again, I don't think they should be traded, but like, not everyone's up for evaluation here. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just the assumption anymore of just like, oh well, he did that. But what if he doesn't? Like, what's the plan? That's what the question is for me.
Are you okay if next year night 1 their top lines McDavid, Savoy, Hyman?
Yeah, theoretically, I think that would be a good first line.
Are you okay if their second line is Pods, Dry, Cap?
Yeah, that was their best. It's crazy, actually, in the game yesterday, how quickly the game swung in the Oilers' favor when they did that.
Yeah.
Like, why? I understand why they went, but they should have got that a bit sooner.
I'm probably okay if the third line, Nuge is a checking left winger.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what he is.
That's what he is. He's becoming that. And
I think him and Dickinson can actually be a pretty good line for you next year.
But I don't know if the Oilers know that yet. I think they put him next to Dickinson because of his injury.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. Like, is he going to be a big part of the power play? Like, do they try and, like, my point is, like, how do they use him a little bit more? Does he almost become like what Adam Henrique slowly became in his career? And I don't think Nuge is anywhere close to what Adam Henrique ended up being this year. He can still skate, first of all. But, like, you had a guy in Henrique who was like a power play guy, scored however many points he would score, 50 plus whatever it ended up being. you got to transition Nuge a little bit here. Ekholm, like, are you making that swap with him and Warman? It seemed like they were trusting Warman a little bit. Also, did anyone else find Warman had the weirdest game yesterday? Like when he wanted Ingram to play that puck and it ended up being too many men, that was insane. I just don't understand the process around that at all. I know being a too many men call, and then they scored. Didn't they score on it? Or maybe they killed it, whatever it was. But that was really strange. I just think it really does feel in a way like the end of a mini era for the Oilers. Like they're kind of going into chapter 3 of Connor McDavid. You've got and I don't mean it in a way of like things are changing drastically. That's not the case, but there's definitely a transition period now. Like you just lost in round 1 after going to the Cup final back-to-back years. There needs to be an idea of like, what is the plan here? What does the next 3 years look like? Mm-hmm. And I think that plan began last summer. So I guess it would be in year 2 of that now, but I'm very curious to see how like what's going to go down.
Okay. There's a couple things I want to do before the end of the show. First off, do you have the Gatorade picture? Okay. Our friends at Gatorade have something cool that they want us to tell you all about. They created a new form of collectible, and it's a limited edition bottle made from actual game-worn Oilers jerseys. Only 50 of these bottles exist, and no 2 bottles are identical because, again, made from actual game-used Oilers jerseys. Gatorade is the official isotonic partner of the Edmonton Oilers, and they have been since 2016. Isotonic. Gatorade helps athletes replace lost electrolytes, fluids, and carbohydrates from sweating, ensuring their muscles stay energized and they maintain peak performance while on the ice. So these water bottles that you're looking at, again, only 50 of them made from game-used Oilers jerseys. They're giving them away on their Instagram at 5 o'clock. I believe this is 5 o'clock Eastern tonight. So if you want to win, you got to go to the Gatorade Instagram now, basically. You have like under 2 hours, and you could have a chance to win. Those look cool.
Those are sick. I did not know they were jerseys.
I'm going to make you really jealous.
You got one?
They're sending me one.
Shocker.
Do you want to share it?
No, I don't want to share it. I want
Which
my own.
player's jersey would you want your bottle to be built out of? And from what
probably
game? I'm going Bouchard Capitals. I thought about this last night.
Devon Shore, Game 5, Calgary Flames. Didn't play. Just
I meant
like the
this
dress
season,
shirt.
but
Oh, you want his... It's like purple.
God, that would be sick.
All right. Wrapping up for our friends at Boston Pizza. Playoff report. For 32 dark years, Canadian hockey teams have come up short in the playoffs. So this year, BP is waking up the hockey gods. Still one Canadian team left. Shout out to the Habs. Their new playoff menu is still out, so don't get stuck in your usual rut. Maybe you want to eat away your sadness from watching the guys get eliminated yesterday. Order at BP's. Make it an offering to the hockey gods. Hungry for a playoff win. Hungry for BP. 3 Game 6s tonight, Liam.
The new Game 7.
Well, I did some research. This has a chance to be the first year since 2018 where we have more sweeps than Game 7s in the first round. Last year, no sweeps, 2 Game 7s. 2024, 1 sweep and 2 Game 7s. 2023, no sweeps, 3 Game 7s. 2022, 1 sweep, 5 Game 7s. One of them was the Oilers.
I believe so.
2021, 2 sweeps, 2 Game 7s. 2020, no sweeps and no Game 7s. Every series ended in 5 or 6 games. 2019 was 2 sweeps and 3 Game 7s. 2018 was the last time this happened. 2 sweeps and 1 Game 7. So tonight, Boston hosts the Buffalo Sabres. So Boston can try to keep their season alive on home ice. Montreal can end the Lightning season on home ice. The game's in Montreal, I mean. And Utah on home ice looking to keep their season alive. Who are you most confident in will win tonight?
Probably Utah, because they've been so close in other games already. That's such a swing series. So I would say Utah I'm most confident in. What do you think?
I honestly might be most confident in Montreal. Vasilevsky's been brutal.
But that's in Tampa, no? Or is that one's in Montreal
It's in
too?
Montreal. I think that building's going to be insane. I want Montreal to win the most tonight. No, I want Utah to win
I
the
want
most.
Utah to win the most. I love that team. I think
Yeah.
they're very fun to watch. Maybe Rusty can go to a game.
Utah, Anaheim round 2. Like the fact that one of those teams, if Utah can pull off this comeback, one of those teams would be going to the conference finals. Insane.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm
Yeah,
rooting for the Sabres too. Yeah.
I would go Utah, Montreal, Buffalo would be my order of, I think, the way things will go.
Tonight around the sporting world, again, those 3 games. I'll get to the odds here in a second, but shout out to our friends once again at Bet365. Bet365, not only are they home of the early payout, but they're also your home of the Kentucky Derby. This Saturday is race day at Churchill Downs, and Bet365 will be the only sportsbook with Kentucky Derby markets available in Ontario. You'll be available to check it out Saturday at 11 a.m. The lines tonight, by the way, Habs are home dogs against the Lightning.
Damn.
The Bruins, home dogs against the Sabres. The Utah Mammoth,
Road dogs.
home
dogs.
Home dogs.
Why did I say road? I knew they were home.
3 home dogs tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's crazy.
What's Montreal?
Minus 105.
Oh, that's fucking not even a good one.
Minus 105, minus 115 for Tampa.
What are the other ones? What are they like? Minus 110, 120?
Boston's plus 100.
Okay.
Utah's minus 105.
That is stupid.
They're basically all pick'ems tonight.
Yeah. Rightfully so. I mean, those
Yep.
series have all been really close and playoff series, unlike what the Edmonton Oilers just did. Do we know actually when the end of year avails will be?
Probably tomorrow.
Yeah, it will be tomorrow. Make him come in on what should have been a Game 7.
Blue Jays in Minnesota tonight. Patrick Corbin versus Simeon Woods Richardson. Take the over.
Didn't he play for the Blue Jays?
He was in the Jose Barrios trade.
Damn.
Raptors, Game 6, trying to keep their season alive on home court. 4.5-point dogs against the Cleveland Cavs. I might take the Raps at plus 160, Aaron.
I'm all about it. They were in that game. Like, they were winning.
They've been right
in the
there
game.
for 3 straight games.
They just shit the bed in the fourth quarter. But I did just look it up. Brandon Ingram, doubtful tonight for the Raps.
Damn.
So
They're fine
quickly,
without him.
he's out. Ingram probably going to be out. But as we discussed, I don't want to shit talk my own Raptors. Brandon Ingram's got his own James Harden in the playoffs thing going on where he just falls apart. So maybe addition by subtraction. Go Raps.
How who got the jeans last night, Aaron?
The Anaheim Ducks crowd, because I wanted to yell at the Let's Go Ducks. Dumbest shit in the world. Go Ducks Go is a layup. It's right there. Count syllables.
Quack, Ducks, quack.
Who gets the jeans for the season?
Darnell Nurse
Trent
scored.
Frederick.
I think, Frederick. But Darnell Nurse scored on
Besides
himself.
Trent Frederick, that's too easy of a pick.
Darnell Nurse, I think, scored on himself more than he scored on the other team. So, like, he's an obvious candidate for that, right?
Yeah. He was so good this summer for the other team.
What are you doing this weekend?
Fuck, I don't know. I didn't make plans.
I thought Game 7 Saturday was my plans. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do yard work.
I did some yard work yesterday. I fixed one of my planter boxes. Maybe I'll fix the other 2.
Nice.
Hopefully, I want to mow my lawn. That would be nice. I got a few extra leaves, but I don't want to like pot them in the garbage. I just want to run over them. Maybe I'll fertilize my lawn. That would be cool.
Yeah, I went and bought a bunch of that stuff the other day.
Yeah, I got a few leftovers. I don't know. I might go see the Mario movie tonight.
Ooh.
Why not? What else am I gonna do?
The Mario movie?
Yeah.
Yahoo! Time to go.
Mario.
Can you read Shooter's thing? He left a super chat and he's complained about it. Called us delusional for not reading his super chat about.
Okay, we got one. Kai Peterson dropped one earlier that said, "Hey guys, got a story that makes for some good commiseration. It's long, so I need several chats." Then I didn't find a single one of them.
Oh, sorry, Kai.
Shooter McGavin dropped in 279 and said, "Oilers management has failed 97 miserably. Period." Pretty sure, Shooter, we spent a full 10 minutes on that.
We talked about that, man. Like. We did Lance.
We did. Epic Hunter said, "Got to stay off social media for a few days. Idiot trolls out in swarms tonight, but thanks for everything throughout the season. Epic Hunter, keep coming back through the summer. If you like us, we talk about more than the Oilers now." Freshman Media dropped in $10, said, "Vamos Patos. It's been great watching your guys stream this series. Thank you. I'm assuming you're a Ducks fan then." I don't know what any of that means. I thought Tyler's Ukrainian. I am.
Well, you did the Mario thing.
Oh.
And I said you were the third plumber.
My dad. I come from a family of plumbers, as we've noted.
Yeah.
So what was Shooter mad about? I'm so confused.
I don't know that we didn't read his comment.
You've given Shooter too much right now.
I left a super chat saying our management sucked. They completely skipped it, living in a delusional world.
You're an idiot.
He is an idiot. All right, that's a wrap on today's show. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore, Liam.
Let's go home. Let's enjoy the weekend. I'm going golfing, Ty. So.
Oh, you're golfing Sunday. We might be playing
Sunday.
some course. All right.
I might have the golf bug this year.
No,
I'm curious to see how this goes.
Get the Grint, and we can watch each other's progress.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. I actually will.
Yeah, it's a good app.
My
I'll give you
buddies use that.
Yeah, I'll give you my referral code. I'm one away from getting a free year of premium. Do you have the Grint?
The Grinch?
The Grink?
No, I don't. I don't know what that is. Is that one of that
It's
things?
like a golf tracking app.
Oh no, I actually have a golf watch now though.
Oh.
So I'm gonna use that one day when I go to the sim. Won't be working a sim.
All right.
Anyways,
Have a good weekend, everybody. It sucks that the Oilers are out, but enjoy the nice weather. And don't forget that we're coming back. We'd love for you guys to keep supporting the show throughout the summer here. We're still doing 5 days a week, so we will be your home for Oilers off-season talk. We got some good ideas planned.
Yep, we got some stuff going on.
And I'm happy we got through all this together. So, enjoy your weekend. RIP Oilers 2025-26. We'll see you on Monday. Oil up.
Farewell.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.